What's up, YouTube? Today I'm gonna do a guide about like what you should be doing when you solo queue for a team game. I have hit Diamond 2 as of right now in team games, and I would probably be Conqueror in team games if I was queuing with other people my level. But I've been solo queuing probably 90% of the time. Well, not 90% of the time. I played with a friend up to Diamond, but from Diamond 1 to Diamond 2, most of my games have been solo queue, and a lot of my games that were in Plat were solo queue as well. Um, so yeah, let's dive into this game. I just want to talk to you guys about like what should you be doing if you want to carry a team. Um, and this works best in 2v2s and 3v3s. Like, obviously, the more players there are in the game, the harder it's going to be to carry, right? Um, First of all, the first thing I would suggest is you pretty much always want to go at least 2 TC and try to boom. Um, so that means the most dangerous things to you are going to be like an all-in against a player on your team. So, oh man, we don't get caster mode in team games, unfortunate. We're gonna speed this up. So, first and foremost, the number one thing you can do to get yourself better at team games is just improve at the game in general. So improving the little things like make sure you're making villagers constantly, make sure you're improving your macro, and you're using your military, all of that good stuff. Playing 1v1s is going to help you a lot to improve in team games and help you be able to carry in team games. So maybe not the answer you're looking for, but um, you know, it is something. Now, I had scouted his base, the player across from me, really early, and saw him mining a bunch of wood, and I got paranoid that he might try to like spearman rush my gold or something as HRE, which is not totally, insane. So I mined a little bit of wood here and delayed my feudal age. So not the best move from me, probably an overreaction, but I was being cautious. I wanted to make sure I had enough wood to rush a tower if I needed to. But it turns out he was trying to rush a tower. That's what he was mining the wood for. So it is what it is. So I'm just going for a 2TC, 2 knights into 2TC build. I have the build on YouTube if you're interested in it in my guides playlist. I do this, I play French or Russe in most team games, and I do this exact thing pretty much every time. I'm gonna go 2TC and mostly make knights. I'll make other units if I really need to. But I want to talk about the role of knights in team games. Knights are the best unit in team games, hands down. And the reason for that is obviously knights are already the best unit in the game in a 1v1 fight, right? But on top of that, in a team game, if you're trying to raid with knights here, and your opponent has a bunch of spears, because he's the guy across from you, and he's defending well, you just run to the next guy's base, right? And you harass that person. And at any point, you can just split off 2 knights and just send them to different resource gather points on the other team's side and just harass. And you also have the mobility advantage. The map is huge, right? And team games, the map is gigantic. So having a mobility advantage can be really, really big. Like if your knights are caught in a bad situation, you're going to be able to get them out. Whereas if you have a slow-moving army, you might lose your whole army, which could cost you the game. So, in this game, the pink player, I don't know if we've seen this already, but he lost his scout to my base, and I had already got a bunch of sheep. So the second he lost his scout to my base, I sent my scout to go scout around the pink player's base and get any more sheep that might be over here. I just wanted to stop him from getting any more sheep, and you can see he's got a tiny bit of sheep. So it's a sad day to be an HRE player when you have this much sheep. So I already knew at this point in the game, we're a few minutes in, 5 minutes in, I already know that this guy is way behind. I know he has no sheep. I can even see that with the scout. See, I'm checking right now to see how many sheep he has, because, yeah, because he had lost his scout. And, at this point, I decide that I'm going to do a really aggressive town center here. Because there's a boar. First of all, our bases are pretty close together anyways, right? So claiming this territory in between our bases would be really nice. I'll get a boar, and I can launch an attack on the HRE player from this base of operations. And I knew that he was behind and that he was going to have to move out on the map for food, which you really don't. You don't want to have to go out for these berries against a French player, right? On prairie. So I am going to TC, and I'm just kind of trying to harass with the knights a bit, but he has a tower there, and the wood line's not super harassable. I try to harass it here, as you see, and I get a little bit of idle time, but eventually he gets this wall up, and I end up losing this knight to a stupid move. It should have gone back out this way, so that was dumb. And yeah, it is what it is. But we're getting our TC down, and I just have absolutely no fears right now. Like, he might have a spearman or two, but I can do whatever I want at this point, which is really good. I mind and a little bit of extra stone, too much extra stone, but that way I can get an upgraded arrow slit towers to help defend this forward TC. So, yeah, I went for that. And at this point, I was kind of trying to see what my teammates were doing, and I noticed, well, he's booming, and he's trading. So, I kind of felt like I needed to be putting the pressure on to defend my teammates' boom, so that, yeah, later when they come online, you know, they can come be helpful. If you're putting on pressure on your side of on their side of the map, like this, like even just building this TC with this is an aggressive TC, right? It's booming, I'm booming, but at the same time, it's an aggressive TC. I'm posturing right in front of their base. This is going to be the point that they attack now. This is all going to be pretty safe, I would say. So, yeah. So at this point, I'm just trying to make some units, get some archers out. And I should have built this archery range right here, so that was a mistake. And, yeah, I just want to kill the HRE player at this point and prevent them from getting too many relics. But I don't want to overcommit. You never want to overextend. Overextending in a team game can be really deadly, right? Because there's not just one army that you have to worry about. So, at any point, a teammate can show up and help their teammate, and you can lose your whole army if your army's out of position. So, you really want to be careful of overcommitting in team games. So at this point, I'm just trying to get up a few archers and get chivalry in, get my eco upgrades, which apparently I forgot my eco upgrades this game, so that's not good. I forgot wheelbarrow. Okay, I got both of the wood upgrades. I'm sure I'll get wheelbarrow. There it is. That's a really late wheelbarrow. I should have had that way earlier. But anyways, like, you see the HRE player making farms in his base, and I'm not really doing much with my knights right now. I could have been checking more, but I did check occasionally, and he just wasn't moving out for resources so far. The HRE player's just literally just building farms in his base, because that's what he has to do. He has no sheep. So, yeah, I felt really good about this position. Got another archery range up here. And my teammates are both trading, so, yeah. So I move out with the knights here again, just to go check and see, you know, if there's anything I can raid back here. And I noticed he's building rams, but I also knew he didn't have nearly enough units to push my TC. So when I saw this ram, I wasn't worried at all, because all I saw was, like, these 8 spearmen, right? And I already have 11 archers. So there's literally nothing to be worried about too much right now. And, look at how much economy is being idled right now, just by me running my knights through his base. I mean, that is 27 villagers, 32 villagers on the move. He had to have misclicked. I don't understand why he moved these villagers as well as these villagers. But just running my knights through his base is achieving so much here. I didn't kill a single villager, but who cares? Look at, like, that was so much idle time. And this is when, obviously, we see it. I'm gonna end up fighting 2 armies at once, right? Unless I get some help. So at this point, this is when you want to be pinging to your teammates, hey, help me, right? I've given them plenty of time to boom. We're 13 minutes in. There should be some kind of army on the field by now. And there is. The Abbasid player is in Castle Age. The Ottoman player is in Castle Age. And they're starting to get units out. Now, obviously, I don't expect too much help from the purple player, but the blue player needs to come and help me here, because I'm going to be fighting 2 armies at once. So instead of engaging here, there's no reason to engage here at all. I'm just going to pull back. And I actually have enough units at this point to deal with both armies if they made a push. But I am starting to okay, I need I need help here now, right? And I'm going up to Castle Age myself. Notice I'm not trying to ram push the HRE. I'm not overextending or anything like that. If I solo ram push the HRE player right now, I could completely throw this game. Because the green army will show up to help, and blue still hasn't sent any units to help me. So, I'm not going to ram push or anything like that. I'm not going to overextend. I'm just going to keep the map control I have, do some poking on the villagers, and force some more idle time, but I'm not gonna take a big fight here with 2 players. That's just not smart. So now I'm hitting I'm in Castle Age. I'm gonna be able to get this relic, and I allowed this guy to get too many relics, honestly. I should have been patrolling the relics more to make sure HRE didn't get too many. I end up just grabbing this relic and then forgetting about the other ones, so I don't know who got these. Hopefully my teammate got them, but I don't know. But my upgrades are going to be coming in now for the knights and the archers. I managed to stop that. And we're still not seeing too many units from blue. I was really hoping to get some units up here. So at this point, I've definitely pinged this several times, and I'm just trying to get him to move up here, and eventually he does. And notice I'm not going to take any fights. Like I said, there's no reason to fight 2 armies at once. You should not try it. Even if you think you can win the fight, it's not worth it. Yeah, I should have got more relics, but at least my teammate got some. So at this point, I did notice that blue had started to do some raids on the green base, which I knew might make his army pull back. I did see this going on here. So I know that blue is finally coming online a little bit, and yeah, maybe, you know, I can push here. By the way, I should have been raiding this trade with my knights. So, lots of things I could have done better this game. I should have sent a couple knights into the back here. I mean, there is a lot of walls on the map at this point, but yeah, I should have got some knights on the trade line. But at this point, I just want to kill the pink player, right? Because it's a 3v3, obviously. If we kill one player, we're going to be in a very good position. And I felt really confident that if blue comes and helps me, especially, we would be able to end pink's game. So at this point, I'm just moving my knights around, just trying to see if he's gathering resources anywhere he shouldn't be, anywhere exposed. And, yeah, I kind of go to the wrong side here, but I get like 6 villager kills, which is quite nice. And I'm not going to fight these spears, obviously. I'm just going to retreat. And at this point, I'm just trying to make a bunch of rams. I'm dropping a keep to defend this position. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good at this point. Still waiting on blue to come help me at the 20-minute mark. But like I said, you have to wait. You really do have to wait on your teammates in a team game. You can't, like, if you try to force something, you are going to throw the game. So. And that's part of why I don't have, like, another, like, okay. Something else I want to talk about that I've done this before. I didn't even know about the trade this game, so that's bad by me. But if I did know about the trade and I were going to go raid it, you should send a small group of knights, right? Don't send all your knights into the back to try and kill the trade. Like, this is what purple's doing here is good. Because if all your knights get caught by a big group of, you know, their armies or combined forces, and you lose all your knights, like, that is a ton of value to be lost. For just killing a few economy units, it's not really worth it. So, you do eventually want to be flooding the opponent's base with knights, but you need to wait for the right moment, like after you've killed an army. So, at this point, we have like 6 rams, and check this out. Blue is here, guys. We're 20 minutes in, and blue has arrived. Blue has realized what's going on up here. He's realized we can take out this pink player. Here he is to join the fight. Big moment in the team game. So, at this point, I knew that pink was Imperial, and I felt pretty confident in our position. I didn't think they were going to push with these rams. And I didn't want to lose because of Imperial Age upgrades, so I decided just to go Imperial here before we make the push, so that I can get my Imperial Age upgrades going. I can get some cannons out of my College of Artillery. And purple is very much overextending here. I'm just waiting on this to happen, so just taking a look at what purple's doing. Purple's overextending here. No reason to fight into a big group of crossbows with these knights. Under a white tower into town center, you should just back up a little bit, I would say. It is what it is. So, at this point, we see the 2 armies, but, you know, everyone's Imperial Age. My upgrades are coming in. I'm gonna get upgrades for rams as well. I don't know if I already have them. But, yeah, it's about time to take this fight. I think I do end up losing this keep, which is sad. I should have maybe tried to move in a little bit earlier, but it is what it is. It's time to take the fight, and this fight is just going to go very, very well. I have Imperial upgrades on these knights. They're actually insane. They have royal bloodlines, and yeah, blue is here to help me as well, and green is only here with like a tiny little force, so this fight is going to go very, very, very well. And as you can see, we're cleaning up. So, from this point, the game is pretty much over. We completely take out the pink player here. And, yeah, the game drags on for a while, but there's no reason for it, really. And, like, guys, at this point, once again, I know we have a gigantic advantage in this game, and the last thing I want to do is throw it, so I'm just going to methodically clear everything in pink space. Even if he goes and tries to rebuild somewhere else, everything you get rid of is damage done to pink. He's going to have a harder and harder time getting back into his game. You notice I target the town center first. That's to get rid of emergency repairs. When the main town center goes down, he won't have emergency repairs for these keeps. which, by the way, I can take down the town center that keeps not defending that. And I can take down the chapel, and none of it can get auto-repaired. So, I'm going to start fast-forwarding here because the game is over, and we're just playing methodically at this point. I literally will take out all of this, and then I'll drop a keep up in his base so he can't, rebuild here, and just slowly push, and then eventually I kill a ton of Green's villagers, and he quits. And once Green quits, the game's really over. The pink player is able to mass up a bunch of men-at-arms and run them into our base, but they don't really achieve anything. I just chase them down with knights, and the game is over. So, real quick, I'm going to show you one more game. Just another quick example. In this one, we're going to go through even quicker. Done that one. That last game I had higher ranked opponents. This game is a little bit lower ranked opponents, which the ranks are going to be all over the place when you're solo queuing team games, like all over the place. That's just how it is. So in this game, my teammates were also lower ranked, and the opponent's team was a little bit lower ranked. And when I say lower ranked, I just mean lower ranked than me. Like maybe they're plat, maybe they're gold, I don't know. But anyways, in this game, same thing. I'm going to go for 2 TC. I'm mostly going to go for knights. And I want to be putting pressure on the person across from me. Without overextending. Without overextending. Very key. And I was kind of being chill in this game, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I was tired. It was late at night. And yeah, I didn't micro my scouts very well at the beginning here. I also spent a bunch of time helping the green player push in his deer, which was probably not time well spent. But he was killing his deer, so I had to come over here and be like, no, bro, I need these deer. I'm Bruce. Let me kill him, Assert my dominance. So, just kidding about the assert my dominance thing. I ran out of sheep under the TC, though, because of that. So, that was pretty bad, but it's okay. I brought some sheep home and got my Kremlin up pretty fast. Another thing I did, this is so funny to look back on. Another thing I did wrong in this game, which didn't end up mattering. But look at this. I don't even have my wood gathering in the influence of the Kremlin. So, yeah. This was a pretty late at night game. Like, I play team games mostly to chill, right? It's just not nearly as sweaty for me as the 1v1s are. So, yeah, I should have either built a wooden fortress down here to buff my wood line, or just moved the villagers over here so that they would be gathering the buffed wood. So, pretty big mistake there, honestly. But I'm going to go for a second TC. I don't even think I make knights first as Roos this time. I just go for the second TC. And, oh wait, no. This game I go fast castle. I'm sorry. This game I decided to go fast castle and get a bunch of relics. And, there is a French player across from me, but his knight went straight to this boar, which I scouted. And then I was able to make his knight chase my scout around the map for a long time. So I knew that my villagers gathering up here were pretty safe, and I could always spawn gremlins if I needed to. Because, yeah, his knight's just chasing me. I don't know, he's not making a second knight for some reason, so... Yeah, I wasn't too concerned here. I got survival techniques, because I'm gathering deer. And, yeah, my bounty's not as good as it could be in a team game. Like, normally you'd hit 500 pretty easily, but these guys were denying the hunts and all that, so good for them. Anyways. Yeah, I'm gonna go fast castle and then drop a TC. And this is still a boom strategy, because I'm gonna be getting tons of relics and dropping a TC in Castle Age, like I said. So, I noticed my teammate was in trouble here, and I spawned all the gremlins. In a minute here, I spawn all my gremlins to go help push him off. Yellow gets kind of just fucked the whole game, my yellow teammate, but there wasn't much I could do for him. He's really far away, and the best thing I could do is just try to pressure the other team. But I did help Green a little bit here, because Green didn't have any units, and he was trying to go fast castle as well. So this was poor communication on our parts, probably. Like, I probably shouldn't have gone fast castle. I should have just let Green do it. And let Green get some relics, but we didn't really talk this game. I didn't really communicate with my teammates this game, so that's my fault. It is a good idea, guys, to tell your teammates, hey, this is what I'm doing, and ask what they're doing, so you can, you know, plan accordingly. And think about if they're going to need help with units or anything. So my militia show up to help defend the green player's houses, and he's going castle, I'm going castle. Now I should have gone ahead and pulled these villagers back, and I lose like 4 villagers here to all these horsemen, which is sad. Big sad. But I'm able to just garrison everything and pull my knight back and keep it alive. And I'm constantly producing knights at this point while hitting Castle Age. And he can't really attack into the gremlins, so yeah. And I'm getting a few kills with my criminal gremlins, which is nice because they're free units, right? They're not free, but they die, right? They're gonna die, they're gonna expire, so I might as well just do whatever damage I can. I actually killed a knight there with that, which I didn't realize I did, so that was nice. And at this point, I'm just making knights. And I'm getting relics. And the French player went to TC, which I realized, and I just want to be really aggressive towards this French player. So that's what I end up doing. As soon as I have enough knights to like actually contest the French player's knights, I move forward. I have Castle Age knights, he doesn't. And I'm going to be dropping a blacksmith soon to get the blacksmith upgrade for the knights, which is the Boyar's Fortitude, which is so insane. And at this point, I'm just grabbing tons of relics, and yeah. So I move forward here to fight these knights, and green is here as well. Yeah, we're definitely ready to put a lot of pressure onto the teal player, so. The blue player is just booming, man. I don't think he's made a single military unit. I probably could fight this here. And the green player is just like walking around idling all of his economy, so we're doing a really good job. Like, I'm distracting the teal's whole military while green just walks around and idles and kills villagers. And at this point, I already have 3 relics, and I have more on the way back, so yeah. Really good start there with the relics. And now look, the French player is having to constantly make knights just to deal with this aggression, so he can't get to Castle Age. So my Castle Age advantage is going to stand for a while here, which is really nice. And I have the Boyar's Fortitude coming in now, so my knights will have 30 extra health. Really nice. I'm going to speed this up even more. And at this point, we're just going to take down this TC. We have so many units here that we can. And we win this fight pretty easily. Blue comes over to help, but it's not enough. Not enough to save teal. And yeah, yellow, I don't know what's happening over here, man. Like, he's mining wood. Like, his villagers are walking 10 miles to mine wood. He doesn't have any farms as English. Really doesn't look like he has a lot of villagers. He's age 2. I don't know what's happening over here, but you can carry people like this. It's fine, right? Things happen, but don't blame your teammates. You can always carry. Not always. Sometimes you're going to lose in team games, guys. That's just the way it is, right? You can't always carry against players who are decent, but at this point, I'm going, the teal's going Castle Age finally, but I just feel like we have a really big advantage here on the teal player, and I'm even taking relics from the back of their base, but I did lose this 1 relic. But I have 5 relics now, which is really good, really strong, and we destroyed a French TC, and it's time to make a big push and try to end the French game. And it's actually, it literally is me and green fighting 3 armies here. Like, I didn't even realize when it was happening in the game, but yeah, blue's army's here, purple's army's here, teal's army's here. It's just me and green versus the world, and yellow is just, you know, yellow is just yellow. I back up here. And, yeah, I want to just, like, really kill the teal's economy and just keep him down. You know, at this point I am moving knights to go raid other people, which is a good thing to be doing at this point in the game. Like I said, just 3 knights going to raid him, and, teal had gotten this keep up, and I didn't have any siege or anything yet. So, I felt comfortable defending this position, with green's army, which was sitting right here, and my reinforcements, so I take all my knights to purple's base to try and get some damage done. And at this point in the game, I think this is the game-winning move right here. I think purple forfeits. Because I just take a huge group of knights and I just go kill everything in his base. And this is where, once again, the mobility advantage of knights, right? Blue is trying to come help purple, but how can he get there in time? And he's moving with his units with the siege as well, so the units are moving even slower. But yeah, purple's villager graph is just, you know, shooting straight down right now. And he forfeits. So from here, the game is won. And blue puts on a show. You know, he's been booming the whole game. We haven't harassed him. But eventually, you know, it's 2v3. Well, it's 2v2 at this point. Yellow is, you know, he's here, but he's not playing, really. And, yeah, we just win the game from here. So, you know, teal was pretty down bad. So it's kind of like me and another strong teammate versus a weak teammate and a strong teammate, right? Because purple has split. So, yep, these are things you can do to carry your teams in team games. You know, I would highly suggest the knight comp. You pretty much always need to boom. And yeah, the biggest dangers are going to be like when you're playing against a team and they have like a dedicated strategy to all in one person. That's going to be your biggest dangers, but even that you can defend sometimes if you try to coordinate with your random teammates. And yeah, I think this is the best way to play team games if you're going to solo queue them. Now, obviously, the easiest way to climb in team games is to get a team of good players and climb, right? But I know lots of you guys out there solo queue, and I just thought I'd make this little guide for y'all. So if you have any more questions, drop them in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.